Okay, I've wanted to update for a long time, but I wanted to clean out the greenhouse and make it nice, and I realized that if I waited, I wouldn't be able to put an update out. I wanted to be able to catch it when you could see the snow and how it piles down the side. There's very little now here. It was piled up, 2 feet higher up down the side here, and it was really neat how it actually slid off the roof like it does. You can see with right here the squirrel cage blower has filled up the 2 layers and how tight it is. It's just tight along that edge. I'll show you. Let's slip inside and I'll show you that. Okay, if I reach over here, I mean, it's a drum. It's like drum tight. And if we come back around here, you can look through, and I've got the fan right there, and it builds up humidity in there as well. But you can see there's 2 little holes. Let me go over to the other side and I'll show you why. If you build this correctly, meaning that you seal it really, really tight, you can keep this hole. This is 52 feet by 52 by, or more like 53 or so by 22 feet wide. And you can keep it so tight that actually that little 60 CFM squirrel cage blower will be too tight. And what was interesting here is that it was so tight that it literally sheared off the screws that were holding the wiggle wire channeling down on the other side, and it just sheared them off. So what I had to do is I had to release some pressure, and let me go inside and I'll show you how we release the pressure. It's worked fantastic. The snow just slides off of it. We did get a really heavy snowstorm along here, and about 2 feet of snow, and I did not push the snow off. I was going to, and I thought, oh, it's warming up enough, and it actually started to, what it did, if you don't slide it off, I found, it melts, and then that next night it creates like a igloo over the top, and it's kind of, I was kind of afraid to slide it off. I didn't want to rip the plastic, so right after a big storm, it's a good idea just to get some kind of a system down where you just push the snow off. It held the load no problem. Let's go inside and I'm going to show you what I did to alleviate the pressure inside with this squirrel cage blower when you blow it up. And actually, while I'm on this side, you might be able to see one of the things that I did on the end here is I put foam. This is used in with your baseboard, and you can see I put foam back in here behind the plastic. So when I screwed down the ends here, I put this foam right here. I put it between the plastic and this board. And why I did that was so that this takes up any kind of air pockets, because it's a double layer plastic, and it takes up any of the space by putting pressure against that foam. It just kind of fills in it, any of the grooves in there, and you just get an incredible seal. And it's so tight that just this small fan, there's no air that can come out of it, and I had to put it down on its lowest setting. Let me go inside here. Okay, you can see how I sealed that up over the top there. Just this tight seal. You can see how smooth that looks right down the side. And the beauty of it is with that smoothness, with that air inside of it, that squirrel cage blower, the winds can just be blowing like crazy out here, and it won't ripple. The plastic doesn't ripple at all. It stays tight, and that's why you get the longevity out of it when you put the double layer with the squirrel cage blower in it. And it's amazing. I expect to get a good 10 years out of this based upon other people in the area that have it's a mess in here. Like I said, I was going to clean all of the stuff out, but I wanted to get this update. I really wanted to show how progress went along, some of the challenges that I had, so that other people would be able to possibly avoid it. Again, I put, in case I wanted to put a second blower in here, because I know some people have had to have 2 blowers. This squirrel cage blower has an adjustment on it, so you can adjust down the amount of air that goes in there, and I have it pushed almost off, so very little air is going in there. But what I did to alleviate the pressure is I drilled out a hole here and a hole here, and the air blows back onto the motor and cools it. And so the beauty of making your system airtight, and as you can see, I've got it all temporary wired in. I wanted to clean in here before I showed this video and put the wiring in the correct way, but it's just going to have to go for now. But anyway, the beauty of this is that the air is staying circulating inside of the greenhouse, so you're not sucking air in and blowing it out through leaks. So it's well worth spending a little extra time, and the foam worked fantastic for sealing it up and making it so that this little teeny squirrel cage blower way over fills the 2 layers, and then drill 2 holes to let air pressure out from between, so you don't have too much air pressure, and this cools your fan, so it'll make this fan last a lot longer. It is January 20th, and we've had 23 below zero, probably about 27 below zero inside here, much warmer. If in order to keep carrots from the tops freezing and all of that, if you want, you just, with this system, we just threw a plastic over the top of it, and the carrots are still growing. We're harvesting them in here. I did keep kale growing in here by throwing a tarp over it. It's pretty much, you know, it's a small tarp. I just kept a few of them alive in here by throwing a tarp over it, but I might let them stay over and then see how well they'll do this spring, or I'll probably do that. But anyway, oh, one other thing while I'm thinking about it, what I did is I took foam insulation and I foamed in right in here, and I foamed where the 2, say, like, I use just old, that's probably my worst railroad tie right there, but I still used it, and I just foamed in, say, like, here's one of my worst ones. There was a hole right in there, and I just put foam in there, and I foamed up the cracks to seal it. Here's another one right here, and I foamed up right here, and it's really airtight. This baby keeps the heat in. At the very end, let me update you on this, how it's looking. On the end, I doubled up the plastic, so I have 2 layers of plastic, one on the inside and one on the outside. It's double layered. I should probably back up and kind of give you a better shot from back here. That's how I did the end wall there. Let's see, what else is there? That's kind of it. I just wanted to kind of update you and show you how things are going. The last time I didn't have any of this sealed in, and the freeze from outside, it kind of killed some of the harvest or killed the plants in here, because I didn't have the end walls in before winter started before it started getting real cold in here. But the grow boxes, it's going to be a self-contained unit. I didn't have roll-up sides, although you can change it from this and put the roll-up sides, no problem. And that's kind of the update. And all right, take care. God bless.